All right, so basically in a different little location right here. I'm going to go in the man cave here in a second, but right over here by the greenhouse. Remember, we put that greenhouse up. Go the other way. Zeta wants to be on the thing, and she doesn't need to be. But remember, I put this up. This is actually a Christmas gift for Noelle, and I actually was doing pretty good. I had lettuce growing in there and some kale, and then it just died because Noe didn't water it and stuff. Even though I was busy and I was away, I was like, "Can you watch it?" Because she works from home. Nope. So it died out. But anyway, that's not, you don't care about that. That's not what this video is about. Make sure that you join the Discord. It's going to be down in the description box below. No, he's looking at me now. Anyway, Quaddle is jumping on me. See, that's why I go in the man cave. You can't do videos outside the man cave. And then Kitty, that's where he's held up at. So then he wants to meow every now and again. So, but anyhow, so I'm going to do this video because a lot of folks are really and truly moving to Tacoma. It's kind of crazy. And it's not just because of me. There was somebody that says, well, it's because of you that, people are, that has nothing to do with me. I think that a lot of folks are getting information which they're looking for. And it's just hard to find information. And you don't really, most of what you see are people who have skin in the game, so to speak. So realtors, you'll see a lot of stuff from them. You'll see stuff from the city because the more people that come, the better tax revenue for them. So you'll see stuff like that, but you don't see a lot of a day in the life type of stuff. You'll see a few things here and there. People will talk about stuff, you know what I mean? Like they'll talk about like the museums, or maybe they've been downtown a couple of times, but really understanding the neighborhoods and things like that, you just don't get a lot of that. And to be honest with you, I don't do a whole lot of videos that really go into too much detail about living in different areas of Tacoma or the different neighborhoods. We do talk about it some, but not as much as what we possibly could. Excuse me. And to be honest with you, there's a lot of people who are saying we need that information. We really and truly want to know. We want to move to this particular apartment. Tell us about it. And what's crazy is that I know of 5 people, including someone that Noelle knows, that are looking right at this moment at moving to Tacoma. And so it is and that's just people that we know. It's I'm not saying like we're buddies or nothing, but people that we know of. So it's a pretty hot market. Now, what's really crazy is that the girls' school is being rebuilt. They put this thing to vote, and they said, if you want to pay more money for schools to be rebuilt, then do so. Because some of these schools were back in the day. Like I would have went to those schools. That's how old they are, right? They would have been there before me. And so the girls go to one of those schools that's old, like old school. And they're just not modernized enough to where safety protocols are there and all of that, the bells and whistles and the gleam. It's not there. It's just old school, regular old schools that are there. And so now they're going to tear down a lot of these schools and rebuild them because it's needed. But also the other thing is the population has jumped so much that the schools need to be rebuilt to also accommodate all of the new students. And so what's really we don't know is how many students are going to actually fill these schools because of the shutdown, and a lot of kids are being taught at home. So this school is going to take a couple of years to be built. Zoe's no longer going to be at that school because she's going to be in middle school at that point. But the other kids will actually go to the school. And so the question is, how many kids that we don't know about are going to actually be going to these schools, because a lot of people are moving here, right? A lot of folks are moving here. So we just don't know. These schools could already be pretty much obsolete by the time they actually do open. But I literally got something from MPOW because the kids are actually going through school online. And so with online learning, there's a lot of, it's got its perks and it's got its difficult moments. A lot of kids are given a lot of homework, and a lot of it is like videos. And so Zoe has a lot, in Zara too, but they have a lot of their online courses is videos and listening to, audiobooks and different things like that, listening to the teacher because they have Zoom meetings and stuff. It's funny because Zoom is supposed to be for adults. Not, but anyway, kids are on that too. And so Mopal sent me this. So this is going to be a little bit of an unboxing of this so you guys can kind of see it out. I don't know. We're going to see what it's like. It's a wireless, kids wireless headphone, right? The headphones that the girls use now is all wired up. And to be honest with you, they take it and they just wind it around. And then they keep doing that so often when they try to plug it in, it doesn't work. So this right here is pretty cool. So we're going to test it out. We're going to see. Zozo's going to be the guinea pig, or the guinea hamster. She's over there. And we're going to see. So we're unboxing this little dude here. So that's it. Nothing else in the box. Let's check this out. Okay. So it says it is, oh no, it's wired. So this is wired. We got to be careful. I thought I said wireless. This is wired. So you can't wind this around like you've been doing. Understand? But the difference is that the ones that they have, it's a black one, it's just the earphones. It doesn't have the little speaker thing into it. Because a lot of times the teachers will ask the kids questions. It's just literally like virtual learning. And so the kids actually have to plug in and do what they're supposed to do. So anyhow, we're going to see how well this is. Now, what I like about it is that you have this noise cancellation. When you have but when you have a house like this with other kids and you see how loud they are, it's important that you have something. And just putting it on my head, I can't hardly hear. I can still hear that a little bit. Yeah, a little bit, but it's very muffled. So outside noise is muffled. If I'm talking loud, I apologize. And then you have this little thing right here, which on a little head will fit like this, right? I got a big old gigantic head, so it's a little different. Come here, Zozo, bring your computer. So Zozo's going to bring her computer, and then we're going to see what's up, right? Here. So then we're going to need Mama. What? So why don't you do a little Zoom with Zozo or whatever? Because Mama's here typically during the day. Why don't you do something so Zozo can talk, and then you can see if you can hear her or something.
You have blue.
So we'll be right back. Okay, so now Zozo is going to call Mama. And so they're going to have a little conversation. So.
Yes.
Let's close this other door so that you can't. So we can't.
Zebras, elephants, and lions. Yes, that would be the lion. Carnivore is a lion.
Okay, so Zozo, that's probably good, Noe. So how good is like the sound overall? Is it pretty clear?
Yeah.
Okay, and what about like outside noises, like noises that's not in the headphones, but like outside noises? Does it kind of muffle those a little bit? Okay, and then like when you're talking through the microphone, is it easy to talk through?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Hey, Noe. So now we're going to see what Noe thinks.
What?
So was the sound really clear?
Yes.
Okay, so the sound's pretty clear in it. You can stop it now. You can end it now. So anyhow, yeah, not too bad. So this would be perfect, like I said, for like kids, especially doing learning from home and stuff like that.
Or moms working from home.
Exactly. You have hi-fi audio, you have call clarity, hearing protection, and it's also pretty soft. It was pretty comfortable, wasn't it, to use? So that's good. So yeah, not too bad. I'm gonna basically put a link down in the description box below, and this is the product itself by MPOW. All right, so we're back in the man cave, which is much better because it's starting to get a little loud out there, and the kids. And then of course Zara wants to be in the video, and Zeta wants to be in the video, and it's like, no, you don't need to be in the video. You just need to chill. But back on topic, one of the big concerns here in terms of people moving is where to actually live. As I mentioned prior, that we know of 5 people that are looking to move here right at this moment. And so you have those issues. Now, most of those folks that I mentioned that we kind of know of are going to actually be living in apartments. So it's not as bad because basically apartments are a lot more easier to find than homes. But there are your occasional folks that are looking for homes, and it's becoming more of a bit of a critical issue. Now, here's some things that I would probably do if I'm looking for an apartment, because often I talk about homes and things like that. But given the fact that there are a lot of people moving in and there's such a short supply of homes, apartments are going to be the thing to go to. Downtown apartments are probably going to still be a better bet, in my opinion. Today we went to Fred Meyer over here, and because I was getting some keys made for work, and they have all these new apartments that have been built. Now these are pretty decent apartments. Now it's off of 72nd, so Pack Avenue and 72nd Street. I don't know the name of these. There used to be a bowling alley there, so they tore down the bowling alley and they put up these really nice looking apartments. Now I don't know how good the apartments are. I don't know if there's issues over there or not. I know 72nd Street's kind of right? It's a main thoroughfare because you have Pack Avenue and you have 72nd. They're 2 busy streets that intersect. And so it's had issues in the past. There's a McDonald's right there in the corner and all of that. It's great because you have the convenience of shopping. You can walk across the street to a massive Fred Meyer's. There's a lot of little stores all along inside that Fred Meyer. There's drugstores close by. McDonald's, like I mentioned, is right there. There's a lot. But banks, different things. But so it's really convenient, close to the bus system. The BRT line is going to run right there. So when you're talking about that, there's going to be a station there too. When you're talking about that, it's really, really good. But there's give and take. There's good and bad, right? And that area is kind of one of those where I tell folks to be cautious, right? Be cautious. But those are brand new apartments. They had just finished building them. I don't know the name of them, but you can go online and pretty much figure it out. Just basically Google apartments on Pacific Avenue and 72nd Street in Tacoma, Washington. You'll find it. But again, I can't say whether you're going to have a good experience or bad experience. Downtown is going to probably be your better bet because of safety. You have a mix of brand new, and I've said this before, mix of new, mix of old, mix of luxury, mix of not. So you have some luxury style units down there. We went to the brewery blocks, the brewery lofts. Those were luxury. You're going to be paying a pretty penny. There's some new ones coming online. You're going to be paying a pretty penny. But then you also have those from Cause Development, which are going to be a lot more affordable. And so, one of the people that Noelle knows is moving from New Mexico to out here. And, so basically the apartments that we're trying to tell them about are something comparable to what they're used to in terms of price point, not in terms of size, because you're going to be getting much less for what you're paying for. But it is comparable to what they're used to, and it's not such a huge sticker shock. It's still pricey, but it's not so bad. But you have Cause Development. They have 2 locations downtown currently, building more possibly in the future. You have those. You have Trax, which is going to be directly in front of Freight House Square. Now, Trax is not yet built yet. But Trax, I went by there the other day when I went to the studio, And they have signs up talking about the development, and they're going to have a farmer's market right there inside of um, the apartment building. And I think they're doing that because there's such a desire for Freight House Square to actually be a farmer's market. It just hasn't happened. And given all of the transportation right in that area, and possibly the light rail system that connects Seattle to Tacoma is going to end right in that general area, Trax is going to be a pretty good apartment development. It's in a great spot. So you have those that are coming online soon in the future, but they're not here yet, and the price point's going to be at market rate. So that's going to be rough. You know, not long ago, I did a video that talked about a new development that's going to be going in. By the time some of these people that we know are moving here, this building will be done. Basically, it's going to cover a big, huge block. And in downtown Tacoma, we have a lot of these long rectangular blocks. This entire development is going to encompass that. Two very large apartment complexes and apartment buildings. And they're going to be market rate mostly, but you do have some affordable rate apartments, right? It's going to be based on income. So there is some relief. There is a little bit that is some positive news in terms of apartments, because the availability is going to be a little bit better than homes. And for people who are just used to moving into an area, not necessarily wanting to buy a home or can't, this is a little bit of a window of opportunity, because downtown's starting to get a little bit more online in terms of apartments. This big giant unit is one of the things that's really helpful, because it's adding quite a bit at a time. Then when you add in some of these others, such as the town center, whenever that gets done, the Washington Bank building, some of these other new apartment buildings that are actually going up, that's pretty helpful. You're still paying a lot of money. Even at the affordable rate, you're still paying a decent amount of money, and that's just never going to change. But for those who are asking about moving here and apartments and things like that, because I haven't focused on it as much, people say, you know, you've been talking a lot about the homes and stuff like that. Yeah, apartments are going to be a pretty decent option in the near future, but keep in mind, location is going to be key. The amenities that they offer is going to be key. They're not all going to be built the same. They're not all going to be built the same. There's going to be a lot of competition. Something that's a little bit off topic, REI has chosen their small hub, their satellite office in Issaquah. So REI is a company that's based out of this area. And so they're wanting to go away from this huge model of having one corporate building in an area, headquarters. And so they want to have satellite offices. They want to have one over in the east side. They've already chosen that. I thought they were going to choose Bellevue, but they chose Issaquah. The next one people think might be Seattle, because they kind of have something like that now. And then they're going to have one down south, and people may assume it might be Tacoma, but probably Lakewood. A lot of things are going to Lakewood. But who knows? Who knows? But even though these satellite offices exist, they're still pretty big. Like, they're not like 20 people. We're talking a couple of hundred people. So you're seeing a lot of things change downtown, and you're seeing also there's a building down there that's rumored to be Amazon's building. That building went through, it was State Farm's old building. The owners put in a $20 million redevelopment of that building. So it's a $20 million remodel. So we'll see what happens. The speculation is it won't stay on the market long, and I can kind of agree to that. So it's an exciting time to be in downtown Tacoma. It's an exciting time to be in Tacoma, period, if you're able to get here. And as you can see, the city is having a hard time keeping up with the growth. The schools, as I mentioned, are having a hard time keeping up with the growth. They're literally trying to rebuild schools and remodel some schools, but rebuild schools just because A, they're outdated and old, but B, so that they can also at the same time build to accommodate all of the people that are coming in here, moving in here, and all of that. And plus the natural population of the student body is going up. So they're trying. But the amount of people moving in, and keep in mind too, I do have to talk a little bit about the housing market. Today we were taking a different way home, and I saw two homes that are being built. Again, someone took a lot, knocked it down, and you have a bigger house that's being built, kind of bigger. And then you have another house that was a one-story, so a two-story and a one-story. And you see a lot of that now in Tacoma because that's going to give you more bang for your buck. The city basically eased some of the restrictions in terms of houses and, you know, the mother-in-law homes and stuff like that. So now you have people that take garages and return those into an actual living space. And they either rent them out or sell them. So you see a lot of that going on. But you're also seeing where they tear down one house and put two homes there, and they're able to get more bang for their buck. And the city likes it because now you're taking the same footprint, the same piece of land, but you're now making it where two families can live on it, if not more. So, and a lot of homeowners are okay with it because you're not putting an apartment building there and you're only adding two single family homes. So it faces less hurdles. So you're seeing a lot of that too. So there is a little bit, I guess, of allowing some of the steam to let off. In terms of homes, it's still not making much of a dent. It's not like apartments. Apartments, there's a lot of built up that's going on. They're building up a lot of stuff. In homes, not as much. They're trying, but it's not making much of a dent. You'll see all over town where they've actually started popping up homes, building homes here and there, and what have you, but it's not enough to really do much. It's still not, there's such a demand. It really is nothing. But the apartments, on the other hand, you probably have a better shot at. There are going to be some people that are absolutely going to pass on that, like I would. I wouldn't go for an apartment nowadays. But there's some people that don't mind it. So anyhow, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure you join the Discord down in the description box below. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, and comment. And until next time, I will see you. Take care.